right, guys, welcome back to yet another edition of Native MMA Radio. This time I have none other than LFA's welterweight standout, Josh Quinlan. How you doing today, Josh?
I'm doing great, man. Beautiful Saturday in Las Vegas. Start of the year, was able to get a victory in my second LFA fight, LFA 97. It was a tough three-rounder, but learned a lot and looking to see what the future holds.
You're able to get out of that victory with a finish, man. How excited you were to get a finish in that fight and look, we'll see what's in front of you.
I was really grateful for the finish. It wasn't a clear finish, or it wasn't. I had to work for it. I had to dig a little deep for that one, and it really showed me that I can dig deep. I can apply the stamina and heart to that, and keeping that momentum going with finishes. I didn't want it to go to the judges' hands, but you know, I'm grateful for the victory. My coach was in my corner, really giving me a good foundation, and I'm looking to make some good improvements from that. I fought Joe Borshig from Montana, and great stand-up guy, great guy, great heart. And even after the fight, man, he congratulated me. I thought he was putting on a little bit of a, sh- putting on a little bit of a persona being so nice before the fight, but even after the fight he was super grateful, and he's just a guy that loves to fight, and you got to respect someone like that.
Having that type of dogfight, is that something that you kind of like put in your back pocket, knowing if you need to go in those deep waters, you can drag somebody in them?
I was grateful to be able to experience getting into that third round. Usually a lot of my fights they finish kind of quick, or
Yeah.
I see a little chink in their armor, and I'm able to capitalize on that. But Joe really bit down and showed some heart in there. I didn't see him phase too much. I caught him with some solid punches, and he was able to work through those punches. And I proved to myself that I'm able to dig deep, and showed myself how bad I wanted it. And um, I wasn't planning on it being like that. I thought I was gonna get a quick one. I think from the I think from the fans' perspective, or the outlook of others, that oh, he's gonna get another finish, and that was in the back of my mind, like, oh, these people
Hmm.
expect me to have another finish. So I was kind of hunting for that. Maybe I was head hunting, but I try not to have any expectations going into fights. And my coach really gave me a good mindset going to that fight, and I'm just grateful for the victory, grateful to be able to come out of the fight with no long-term injuries, and continuing to the process of getting better. I believe, the fights are only one small part of your training, small part of your martial arts journey. People, fans, even family and friends, they only see those 15 minutes, but they don't see the everyday grind. Some people can think about it, but to be able to make those incremental improvements and show them in the fight, I believe that's a real fulfillment. That's what really fulfills me, to know that I can make some improvements even on every performance.
Well, speaking of improvements, then what improvements did you see from your game from your last fight to this fight?
So, my coach Michael Costa was with me for both fights, and he told me the critique he told me was, I wasn't throwing punches in combinations, and I was stepping in on the kicks, and that gave my opponent some openings to counter me. And I really thought about that. Also for jujitsu wise, I was able to get peak keepers to the ground once, but I wasn't able to stabilize that. And I got too excited and too worried about throwing some ground and pounds. So with those critiques about stabilizing position on the ground, or it's not stepping in on the kicks, throwing punches in combination, not one to two punches. I focused on that, and I believe I was able to implement that, even though we're still working on the combinations. I was able to not step in as much on the kicks, and I saw myself throw a few combinations in there, which I was working on, and I was grateful for that. And also, when it went to the ground, I was able to stabilize position before getting too excited and letting my opponent stand up.
Now, for this last fight, man, it was a beautiful performance. Obviously, you got the victory. I have to
Appreciate it, brother.
completely agree with everybody, when they talk about you. Obviously, they expect you to come out very quickly, finish the fights. Looking at your track record, though, it's obvious. You had your 5 fights amateur, plus your 4 fights now professionally. You've only seen the
Yes, sir.
decisions, the scorecards once, and you've only been to the third round in this last fight one time. I mean, you go in there
Yes,
and really
sir.
take care of business.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, Randall. And I think that's a certain mindset that you go into the fight with, or that I go into the fight with, because I'm not from my first fight. I was able to have a have a tough experience about not it's not an exhibition, it's not a type of
Hmm.
performance where you're supposed to show some good technique. It's all about what works and what doesn't. This guy's not the it's not the prettiest. You don't have to show the prettiest technique, but you have to believe in your technique and make sure it works. And I'm grateful I was planted in one fight team with some solid Muay Thai and some good Jiu-Jitsu, and I believe in my techniques. So once I'm in there, I just let the techniques take over. I try to end it as quick as possible, so I don't get it hurt, and I'm able to hopefully not hurt my opponent, but be able to end it quick.
You talked about being at WAND right now. I know you spent some time in New Mexico, but you're originally from Hawaii. Tell me what got you
So,
into MMA over in the night? What brought you into MMA in Hawaii?
man, it's an interesting journey, MMA MMA did not martial arts did not start in Hawaii, even though
Okay.
it was part of the culture, there was some type of brawls that happened, or some fist fights. Fist fights were very common in Hawaii. It I haven't seen it go past the fist fight. After a fist fight, everything calms down. They have respect for each other. The people that got into the confrontation, it ends starts and ends with a or it doesn't start with a fist fight, but after the fist fight, they shake hands and it's settled. Doesn't go past that, and I respected that from Hawaii, and I understood that that's how sometimes you have to settle some things. And from my experience, I did not I kind of strayed away from those confrontations. I wasn't brought up with that type of mentality. I wasn't brought up knowing those skills. So when I was headed toward those confrontations, I would shy away from them. I would get nervous, and that's not that's not something that I'm proud of. There's certain situations where I would have wanted to be more brave, and that kind of stuck with me. So when I had the opportunity to train martial arts and learn these skills, I took full advantage of it. And it started in Las Vegas. When I was in New Mexico, I was going to my first year of college, trying to pursue soccer. I believe the announcers in LFA kind of got it wrong. I That was my goal. I was planning on playing soccer for New Mexico University in New Mexico, but did not make the cut. I tried out for that team. I trained hard for that tryout, but it wasn't in the cards. So once I didn't make the soccer team my first year of college, I was looking for an outlet. I was an athlete throughout my high school career, and I was lifting weights. I loved I love that as part of my family. Both my parents are pretty physically active even now, and I was just looking for an outlet. And when soccer fell through, I had some friends training martial arts in Las Vegas, and I ended up there by happenstance, and they introduced me to One Fight Team, and first day I got to One Fight Team, just a really loving community, really family environment. And even though I did not know any technique, they were really welcoming. They were open to teach
Mhm.
you. It wasn't something that you have to come in with a certain standard, or you have to come
You
in
didn't
with,
need to prove yourself.
yeah. And that was beautiful, and I
It's the
I
best way to learn. You know what I mean? When it's organic like that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The coaches were really open. They didn't expect anything from you. You didn't have to prove anything to them. You just had to come in with a good attitude and be able to give it, push yourself in the training, take the training seriously, and that's all they asked for. That's what the exchange was. And I learned a lot from my mentors, Coach Michael Costa and Leandro Lorenco. There's also been some other coaches that have came and went that really left a good mark on me, like Ricardo Abreu and Alex Neves. Ricardo's in Texas right now, and Alex is back with King's MMA in Huntington Beach. And man, just great vibes. I'm very grateful that I was able to get involved in the martial arts culture, and I believe it really elevated my life, my lifestyle, and the outlook, the outlook of my the outlook of the perspective I have now.
Switching up from soccer to MMA, obviously, I'm guessing your cardio, there's no issue there. Soccer players run like crazy, so got to have
Yeah.
top flight talent. What are those kicks like, though? Because I can only imagine getting soccer kicked by you.
Hey, you know, I did come in with a good strong kick. I trained soccer from when I was, you know, 5 years old all the way throughout high school till I was 18, and that was my sport. The cardio was there as well. My father encouraged me to do cross country, which also developed that cardio, developed that kind of head down, just always trying to push that body a little bit,
Mm.
and just that background was able to, that little quick footwork in soccer, those feints, it it um it crossed over pretty nicely, even when you're defending the soccer, defending an opponent in soccer, you have to watch their body movement a little bit. You have to kind of mimic them, whether you're shuffling back one way or shuffling back the other way. You have to keep a good base, and it was interesting. My father didn't want me to do any other two physical sports like football or wrestling, but when I got the opportunity, he encouraged team sports like soccer. My mom played tennis, so some good hand-eye coordination there. And I think all my background, all my sports background, allowed me to apply it to martial arts and apply it to a passion that I've developed. So I'm grateful for a little background in those things.
Tell me, what's your like daily routine like? Obviously, you're in Vegas now. You're at Team Weigh-In. What is a normal week for you?
Man, I made a pretty good routine lately, and after college, I graduated 2017. I I was still not taking, I always took martial arts pretty seriously, but I believe after college was when I decided to go professional and to, take that next step. Now that I didn't have a college career, I was able to focus on my martial arts career. I came out of college with a engineering degree, and for the first year, I was trying to explore my options. I didn't go right into a full-time job. I worked um, I worked with my friend's automotive out of his garage with some automotive metal work,
Mhm.
and I did some privates through that process. And I got my first after a year of doing that. I wanted a little more structure. This guy, he had big dreams to start a little business for metal work and automotive, but it was it wasn't it wasn't consistent. It didn't manifest itself. So after that kind of fell through, I want a little more structure in my life. Just like I had structure with my martial arts, I wanted some structure in my job, and maybe that was me settling, but I found an awesome job, an engineering job, which is a full-time job at Extreme Manufacturing. Now they switched to Ahern Engineering, but job in Henderson, Nevada, and it was my first engineering job, and I'm grateful for the situation. I test the safety of man lifts and forklifts, so
Oh,
just
okay.
the stability of
Super
it,
needed.
drive it. Yeah, there's some engineering that goes into it for sure, like the center of gravity, making sure
Hmm.
there's the tipping line on the machine, how much load the machine can handle before it overturns, and just a driving kind of driving stability of it. And I've learned a lot. I work with a great engineering team and under Jeff Edcart, and just a great mentor in the engineering field.
Now,
Oh,
what's
let
next
me
for you
yeah,
in MMA, man?
let me get back to my daily routine though.
All right, yeah,
It's a
do
good
your
one.
thing.
It's a good one. So I work a full-time job at Ahern Engineering, but before
Hmm.
work I'm able to get about an hour and 15 minutes of martial art training. I go to work, hydrate. I tried to I work a part of my job is a desk job, writing documents up like test reports, and part of my job is outside. So I like that contrast. But when I'm at my desk, sometimes I spend maybe a whole week at my desk just typing up reports because there's no testing that needs to be done. So I recently got a standing desk. I'm always hydrating during
Oh,
work.
that's gotta
Always,
be nice.
yeah, man. At first, I would get a little tight back from sitting all
Yeah.
day. My eyes would get a little strained from staying at a screen all day, but I was able to get that standing desk. I was able to get some um, get an app on my computer that changes the blue light spectrum, so I'm not just straining my eyes all day. And just kind of always looking forward to that afternoon training. That's when I'm able to push myself. That's when I'm able to kind of clear my mind and give myself just a good release of energy and learn some martial arts. I feel that's a little passion of mine, and I'm gonna continue on that journey. And I tell myself just trying to get 1% better every day, not trying to hold myself to a certain expectation, and giving my best in every hour of training.
Now, LFA, you've already got two in a row with them. Is there a third fight on the horizon, or are you really open? Are you contracted out through them?
I'm not contracted out. I have recently signed with Iridium Sports Agency. They have a good
Smart
relationship with
move. Yeah,
LFA.
that's a great
And
agency.
man, yeah, I'm super grateful for that. Jason House and his team really treat their fighters well. They
Hmm.
support them through supplements, through sponsors, and take care of all that marketing, all the they take care of the fight shorts, and they really make sure you're set for your fight. That's what all you got to think about. And they set me up with my first LFA fight, and they got me a second fight after that, a few months after that. I think I fought in November, then I fought in January, and
That's awesome.
I'm looking to keep the momentum up. Yes, sir. Uh, I'm happy with the people around me, whether it be my
Mhm.
gym or my team, the sports agency, and I'm looking to get another fight by before the mid-year and just keep up the momentum, make those little adjustments. There Jason and his team really kind of set you up on a good path to make it to the top, and that's my goal. That I've set that goal, and solidified it this year. I want to be at the elite level, and I believe I'm taking the steps. I've created the routine to be there, and I believe it's just a matter of time before I'm able to get that opportunity. It's not if I'm gonna get that opportunity, it's when I'm gonna get the opportunity and if I'm able to perform at that level. And I'm working hard to make those adjustments to be able to, handle the best guys and, you know, express myself in a genuine way in the martial arts and competition. And also recently I've been trying to develop my message of why I'm fighting,
Hmm.
and that's been very introspective. That's been really making me look at myself and why I'm doing this. I know it's to inspire people. I know I want the hard work. I know it's a challenge for the martial arts, but to use it as a little bit of a platform to, show people who I am and what am I about and what do I stand for. And it's been nice. Got I don't have a purpose statement yet, but I do enjoy inspiring people. I do enjoy showing people that with hard work and dedication you can achieve whatever you set your mind to, and also to help others. I want people to be a little more connected. Not all this diverse not diversity, but all this segregation or me against you, you know,
Separation.
separation. It's like, recently we had the election and there was a lot of people people against each other. But that's given in any competition, is people rooting for other people. But in the end we all want the best for each other. We want the best for everyone as a whole, and we have to accept the victor that accept the victor, and just go from there. I believe it's in God's hands. We put a lot of things in God's hands, and he's always working on our behalf. So we have to have faith in that. We have to have faith that he will take care of things and bring everything to fruition on his time. So that keeps me grounded, and as well as just providing a part of my purpose is, I believe, is providing. I want everybody to be provided with the bare necessities in life, whether it be
Hmm.
running water, shelter, or a food source. At this day and age, I don't really
The little
understand
things that a
why.
lot of us take for granted.
For sure, for sure. And I just want everybody to be on the same page and not get distracted, but really focus on what's really important.
Yeah, 100%, man. For you, when you look at the UFC, you look at the group of amazing welterweights that they have: Kamaru Usman, Colby Covington, Jorge Masvidal, those guys. Where do
Yeah.
you see yourself compared to those guys, and how long do you think it'll take you till you're able to stand toe to toe across from them?
Man, it's exciting, man. Gives me some chicken skin thinking about that. I've always looked up to those guys at the elite level, and even how George Masvidal kind of carries himself. He does have a little bit of swag to himself and has his
Mm.
opinions, but you know, he's not outspoken. He's not flamboyant like maybe certain other people, and he's able to lay it on the line, represent. He's put in the time and he represents himself well, and you know, if I were to get into the UFC today and fight with one of them tomorrow, I believe they would be at a higher level than me. But I believe I'm working toward that. I believe I've been training for about 8 to 9 years, and I would like to be at that level in the next couple years. I told myself that I know this is not a long career. MMA is not a long career. They call it a young man's sport. So
Hmm.
I want to take advantage of the vitality and the passion and the youth I've been given, and you know, give it my all with the time I've been allotted. And if God opens up the opportunity, if He keeps me healthy, if He keeps me injury free, I'm just gonna keep going until I get that gold. You know, if it's presented to me, then I'll take full advantage of the opportunity and give God all the glory. He makes it happen, and I want to, you know, I would like to do something impactful with the earnings I've made, and give a great message on the stage that I have.
Excellent, brother. Well, Josh, I don't want to take too much more of your time today. I know you're super busy with your training
Yeah,
and
man.
everything, and obviously a job on the side. But
Appreciate you.
let me give you a quick opportunity to give a shout out to sponsors, teammates, loved ones, anyone that's really helped you along your MMA journey.
Cool, man. I appreciate that. There's a lot of people. There's everybody my support back in Hawaii, Kauai in Hawaii. They have always given me some good energy. I've been born and raised there and got some good roots from there. Started my martial arts career in Las Vegas. Got a shout out to One Fight Team with Leandro Larenko heading the Jiu-Jitsu, and Coach Michael Costa for the Muay Thai. Also, shout out to Ahern Engineering that provides me with a great job, and really is understanding and supportive of my martial arts career. Um, Man, f- the top first, I guess it's not first that I said, but for top first and foremost, God, Jesus Christ. He's at the center. Whatever you want to call him. People try to get lost in the name of God, but I believe God's the higher power. Jesus was manifest, God manifest on in the physical form, and I believe we're all children of God that have the potential to be our highest selves. So, you know, I appreciate the creator, and I think that wraps it up. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate all the fans that give me good energy. I appreciate you providing a good platform to get out my message, and just everybody on the grind. Everybody trying to be a little better, just to challenge themselves to make those harder decisions. It it's not easy sometimes. Sometimes I don't feel like training. Sometimes I'm waking up a little earlier. Maybe I just want to wake up for work. I don't want to wake up a little early to train to and then go to work, but it's the sacrifice, it's the life I've chosen, and with anything you have to sacrifice for what you want, and I've accepted it, and look forward to what everybody brings, and God bless it.
And then where can the fans find you on social media?
I got an Instagram. It's a Kauai Quinlan. Kauai like the island. Quinlan like my last name. I also have a Facebook. Those are the main ones. Maybe I'll do a little on maybe I'll do a YouTube video here in the future. My friend's a little photographer, David Allen Joyce. He's pretty good at photography and videography. So, but those are the main ones right now. I try to put out a positive message on those platforms, and that's when you can keep up with me, kind of see what's going down, and that's that.
There you guys have it, man. LFA welterweight standout Josh Quinlan. If you guys have not seen this young man fight, I suggest you do. It's short because it is straight violence the entire time. Thank you again for joining us, Josh, man, and I can't wait to have you on again before your next fight.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it, man. Thank you, Randall. Shout out to Dario over there in AZ. You guys are always training hard and good vibes. Keep up the training, and whenever you're in Vegas, One Fight Team's open to you guys. and let's continue getting better. You know, martial arts lifestyle and just working hard.
100%, brother. You have a good day.
Nice to meet you, brother. You have a good day too.
Nice to meet you too.